Hello students, the complete explanation of program 1A, I will be explaining it today. So first program tells you create a Java class of a student who's having these details, USN name, branch and phone number. So we have a class named as student. In this there are 4 attributes, USN name, branch and phone number. Now these are the attributes of a class. And this is the first member function. This member function is used for inserting the data into these variables. It has got the parameters register number, name, branch and phone number. So this member function is used to collect this data from the keyboard or from the user through the keyboard and save it in the respective variables, that is USN name, branch and phone number. The next member function is display record. So the display record will print the student details. And then we have a main program here. We declare an array named as of type student. So you would have declared array like integer array, float array, character array, but this array is of type student. So this array is of type student, meaning the student is having different data types, string and integer. 2 data types are there for student. So this array is of type student and it is used to access these variables. Now here there is a scanner. You know what is the use of scanner? Scanner is used to take input from the keyboard. First input is we ask the user to enter the number of students. So he is going to enter. So we will store it in the variable n. Next, for the number of student he has entered, suppose he has entered 2 students, we use a for loop and repeat the for loop twice. Okay, for 2 students this for loop will be repeated twice and 2 students data will be taken. Here for the first student, that is when I is 0, that is for the first student, s of 0 is equal to new student. This line creates a new instance of the class student, and using this creates a new instance of the class. Next, so one more for loop. Now this is an object for the class s of 0. Suppose if you are given 2 students, s of 0 is one object of the class student, s of 1 is one more object of the class student. Then we use a for loop and tell the user to enter the USN name, branch and phone number. After he enters these 4 details, what we do is we call the member function insert record from the main function. So this insert record can be called, since it is a member function that belongs to a class student, we can call it only by its object of the class. So s of j. So if there are 2 students, s of 0 dot insert record and s of 1 dot insert record. Along with that, we will be sending the parameters. These parameters comes here and get stored in USN name, branch and phone number. Next, what we do is we call the display record. Since display record is also a member function of the class student, we use an object to call it. So once the display record is put in a for loop, because if there are 2 students, this display record will be executed twice. If there are 3 students, this display record will be executed thrice. So after we call the display record, the total number of the n number of student details will be printed. This display record will call this particular member function, this display member function, which is going to print all our student details. So this ends the first program. And in your first program, there are two parts. First one is a student to create a student database with USN name, branch, and phone number. The second part is so you have to implement a stack which has to perform the following operation: push, pop, display operations. So now we will go and see how this program works. We have a class named as stack. We have a variable max. I would have taken as 100, means the stack size. Next, we declare an array which is of integer and its size is initialized to 100. Next, as you know, the stack is monitored by a variable known as top. The top always points to the topmost element of the stack. So that is now, since the stack is empty, we have initialized to -1. Next, we have the push operation. Okay. Now, if the top value is greater than the max -1, okay, then what is the meaning is the stack is full. If the top value is greater than maximum -1, what is maximum? 100. So if the top value is greater than maximum -1, the stack is full. So we cannot insert any value inside the stack. Otherwise, increment the top value and in the incremented position, place the new element. Okay, coming to the pop operation. So if in the pop operation, if the top value is equal to -1, then we will not be able to insert any, will not be able to delete any element, because if top value is equal to -1, the stack is empty. So first check this condition. Next, if it is not empty, decrement the top variable and the deleted element, you put it in a variable z and return z to the main function so that we can print it there. Next, similar way, display works in the manner like if top is equal to -1, it tells the stack is empty. Otherwise, starting from the topmost variable till the bottom of the stack, we use a for loop starting from the topmost element of the stack till it reaches the bottom of the stack. You know, bottom of the stack is -1. So print all the elements. Next, we have a main function. In the main function, we have a variable q initialized to 1. And now we have the push, pop, and display operations, all are member functions, which we can access from main function by only creating an object of the class. So here, this particular statement creates the object of the class stack. So next, we have a while loop till q is not equal to 0. That is, if q value is 1, the following operations will keep on repeating. So once you should stop this operations you want to stop this push, pop, or display operation, you need to give just 0. If other than 0, whatever you give, these operations will keep on executing. So here we are using a switch statement depending upon your choice. So first choice is push, second is pop, third is display. Depending upon your choice, the switch statement will be executed. So if it is your case 1, that is push operation, you have to scan the new element from the keyboard and call the member function push with the object created, and the parameter is element. Then break. The second one is pop element. You directly call the pop member function with the object using the object. The popped out element will be stored in this variable, and which you can print it here. Same way, at the last option, the display option, where you are going to display all the elements of the stack. Now, case 4. If suppose your q is 0, this while loop will stop executing. Suppose your q is not 0, other than 0, whatever input you give, that is 1, 2, or 10, this following operations you will be keep on repeating. That is push, pop, and display operations. So these are the two programs, 1A and 1B. Just I'll finally show you the code once. So this is the first program. Next, this is the first program, part B.